Good morning again and welcome back to video 3. This is an update on the African parks scandal that we still haven't heard Harry address. Now, I'm going to give you a recap. I did a video on this for my Patreon people, the uncensored portion of it. So here's a quick recap to remind you what's going on, and then we'll talk more at the very end. Here we go. Harry is part of the African Parks charity. He's been involved with it for 6 to 7 years, and he helps run it. And allegations came out that the indigenous people there were being beaten and tortured and, assaulted. So the Mail on Sunday did an investigation and found evidence of intimidation in the rainforest of the Republic of the Congo by guards, managed and paid for by the African Parks charity. For those of you who don't know, Harry was the president of this charity for 6 years. And then last year he was pushed up to the governing board. And the Mail on Sunday got first-hand testimony by these people. They used to be called Pygmies, now they're called the Baka. These groups that apparently work with the indigenous people are trying to stop them from entering the forest. This is where they naturally go to, forage and hunt. Now, because I'm on YouTube, I have to be careful how I word this. Obviously, the Patreon people got the uncensored portion. One man had his hands restrained behind his back, and then a whip was used, and then he had his head put into water until he was almost drowned. There was one person assaulted, thrown into jail. His wounds were not treated, and he passed away. And one woman who was assaulted while holding on to her baby. It's being reported medical staff was too intimidated to, report what was going on. Now, the board, of which Harry is a member, launched an investigation, and they're putting the blame on Survival International, claiming that they're not cooperating with the investigation. It appears Harry was notified about this the previous May, and I agree with, according to Taz, who said that not only did he know about it and he didn't speak about it, he elevated himself to a board member. I said it before and I'll say it again. Harry loves Beyonce and Oprah and Serena and all, these black women, but the indigenous black women, he doesn't care about. At least that's my opinion. And I still said it before and I'll say it again. The Mail on Sunday was able to go and get written confirmation of everything but within a week. But Harry's charity, no. When somebody contacted Archwell for their statement, they said that the second Harry found out about it, he escalated it, up the ladder, and that was it. So as a recap, the charity was made aware of the allegations after a letter from Survival International was released last May, and they've done nothing. So African Parks is blaming Survival International, who then came out with a statement and went, The African Parks Board, the buck stops here. They are responsible for the overall governance of the organization. Now, that all took place in January. Now, in March, there were new allegations of people being removed from this earth and, beatings, etc. These new allegations stem from some incidents in Zambia, and this, again, is rangers that are managed by organizations jointly. So African Parks, we know, is responsible for managing parks in 12 African countries. There's over 1,400 guards covering protected land. It's apparently the size of Britain. I gotta be honest, when I look at Harry and I see somebody who is so litigious, who puts out statements over the slightest misstep, who constantly says stuff, but then doesn't open his mouth about this, I literally think he feels that if he sticks his head in the sand and says nothing, this will go away. This will not go away, and it is a bad look for him, a very bad look. When you find out that Harry had been warned about everything going on a full month before he was promoted to its board of directors, that's just wrong, guys. Sorry. It came out that somebody actually sent him a letter explaining what the heck was going on and begging him for help. Now, we do know that before any allegations were made, Harry said, and I'm quoting, "The African Parks model is exactly what conservation should be about, putting people at the heart of the solution." I told you that the guards are trying to stop these people from fishing and hunting on their own land. But tourists go through on safari expeditions that they're saying cost up to £5,000 a day. So what finally happened? 12 people have been shot. That's right, shot. A man was found with some antelope meat, and he was, so they suspected him of poaching. They take people that they think are poaching, and they parade them naked in front of their families and neighbors. And of course, the one guy that was caught fishing was removed from this earth is just the way I'm going to say it. Now, that there was a shooting in the market because a ranger arrested a man found with some antelope meat, and they chased a second suspect into the village in defiance of an agreement that the local community had with them. And so the people rose up, started throwing stones, they damaged vehicles and some of the guards, and they damaged some stuff that belonged to African parks. And so apparently law enforcement fired some shots to disperse the villagers and shot some of the people. Right. So this was notified about them last May. It all came out in January. In March, fresh allegations came out. And you'll be happy to know that since all of this has been happening, according to the charity, not one investigative team has gone to visit the park. There you go. Nobody's doing anything for these people. And Harry has said nothing. He stuck his head in the sand. This is not going to end well. And I feel horrible for those people. So it sounds to me like they're hoping that it'll just go away, which, people like me are not going to let it die away. Now, for those of you on my Patreon, I told you we were going to limit the $1 to 250 people. We have now reached that. So anybody who wants to join my Patreon now, the $3 tier is the one that's available. Come and join us. You won't regret it. Don't forget to go down into the description box. You'll find the links to my Twitter, my Gettr, my Rumble, my email, my Patreon, Finn's channel. For those of you who've donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.